So Supernatural Season 11 is coming out in about 3 weeks now, and I'm finally getting the chance to sit down and do this review slash prediction video for Season 11 because the trailer actually came out about a week ago. It was about 7 days ago, 6 or 7 days, and I wanted to do it. I already saw it late. I saw it when it was already 2 days old, and I was like, I didn't know this freaking happened. So I saw the trailer. I've watched it like probably 4 or 5 times now, and I watched it before I did this. And the reason I didn't do it was because I was like, alright, initially my plan was to do predictions for like all the shows I watch, and I was going to save Supernatural for last because it's my favorite show on TV. And so I was like, I'll save my favorite show for last because I'm definitely the most excited for it. And then the trailer came out and I was like, that's important, I need to do it right now. Like all the other trailers, there have been like 2 or 3 trailers for like Arrow and Flash. I haven't done a single thing for any of those videos yet, even though I should because I want to. But as soon as Supernatural came out, I wanted to do it. And then, unfortunately, that happened right after I left my little pendant at home. I left it at home because I just got this. And I wanted to show it off in a video. And like I said, I thought I had a buttload of time. So I was like, alright. And it's protected by Sam and Dean. Hopefully that shows up. I don't think it'll show up too well. So I have to say that it's protected by Sam and Dean. But this is like the first thing I've actually gotten was like my physical representation of how much I love Supernatural. So I was like, crap, now I can't do the video because I'll either have to split up the videos into like my review of the trailer and the predictions video, which I think would be a little redundant at this point now that a trailer has come out saying some of the stuff that's going to be in the season. But I really wanted to show it off, so I figured I'll just wait until I can get my necklace. So I love this little thing. I haven't really worn it yet because I just don't want to scratch it up or anything like that. But I love this. This is really cool. But the trailer itself, I thought was really awesome. There's a lot but a little. It's one of those types of trailers where it's like, here's a million things, and then it's just like some stuff gives you a little story element. Like, okay, here's Cass being evil. Very excited for that. Here's Sam praying to God. Ultra excited for that, even though I don't think we'll really get God, and I'll get to that a little later. And then here is Sam also being consumed by the darkness, which for one, that kind of shows us, because as we all know, it's either one brother or the other. Somebody's going to have a main issue this season, and of course it was Dean last time, because he had the Mark of Cain. So this time we're going to get Sam, and he's the one who's taken over by the darkness. I don't think it's going to turn him into a demon like Dean, and we've basically seen Demon Sam anyway. He didn't have a soul. We saw some of the stuff that happened there. It was really awesome. But it's like, man, he was kind of messed up. And like, he was kind of worse than Dean as a demon, because Dean was just like, I'm immortal. I can just drink and sing horrible karaoke songs. And Sam without a soul was just like, mission first, even let people get turned into vampires and stuff like that. Just crazy stuff. I don't know why that's in my head now, but like even now I feel like no matter what happens to Sam is like, well, he's got a soul, he'll probably be better than when he didn't, because he was pretty mean. But there's a lot of great stuff in this. Like I said, Cass being evil again, which I think is really fun, because we got evil Cass like with the Leviathan stuff early on, and that really only lasted, I think it was probably 4 or 5 episodes, and then of course he kind of was, dead for a while. So we're going to get him like that, and I'm hoping it lasts for a long time. The clips they showed, it seemed like, that could have easily been in one episode because it was like 1-second clips for all this different stuff. But I'm hoping that lasts for a while, at least like half the season, where they have to deal with Rowena doing whatever she's doing. They kind of didn't, we saw Rowena, but there was like really no hint at all as to what she's really doing this season, like what her main, true goal is. We, of course, have the darkness, which was one of my big predictions at the season finale. I figured that it would kind of subside because that's how everything does in this show. It's like this ultimate thing, and then it kind of dies down a little bit, and it kind of works its way inside of people. Some people are infected, some people aren't, which is probably my biggest question, because Sam and Dean were both in the car, and we had the scene with Dean where it's like just darkness behind him. And then, throughout the trailer, it's pretty much Sam is praying and stuff, and he's the one infected. And Dean is just kind of doing normal hunting stuff. So it's like, why is one person infected but not the other? And that spreads to pretty much the whole world, because we see other clips of other people infected, and then there are, of course, other people who aren't infected. So there's a huge question as to why this person's infected and this person isn't. So I'm really curious about that right now. I don't think we'll get the exact answer, maybe in the very first episode, but that's probably the biggest question that came out of this trailer for me, is why some are infected and some aren't, especially considering we saw what happened with Sam and Dean, and they were both, in the car right there, and then it's like one was chosen by the darkness, but the other wasn't. So, biggest question I have out of the trailer, but evil Cass, possibly evil Sam, like he seems to be dealing with it and he's infected, but maybe just, him dealing with all the craziness he's dealt with for the past 10 seasons. He's not, as susceptible to it as other people might be. So we have possibly evil Sam, evil Cass, which, like I said, I hope lasts for a while. We have Rowena, we have the darkness, we have, I can't even think of his name, but the other guy who screwed Cass over, I can't believe I forgot his name, but he's out there. He wasn't in this trailer. He's doing something. He has the angel tablet now, if I remember right. So I don't know what the heck is going to happen. And so we have all that craziness going on. And then we have people just dead. I don't know if Cass did that or if people killed each other because of the darkness. So there's just a lot of insanity going on. We have Crowley as a priest. Who knows what's going on there? That can't be good for anybody, except for, of course, Crowley. So there's a lot of insanity going on that looks really awesome. I love the music. The music in this was really great too. It's called like Foals, like Foals, I believe is the name of the group, and it's called What Went Down, for who doesn't already know that. But great song. Love the way they did the imagery and everything. And like I said, a lot of it, a lot is in there, but just enough to like kind of mess with you and say like, all right, here's what's happening. Obviously stuff is left out, so maybe Dean was infected at a point, and what we saw with Sam was, after Dean was cured for whatever reason, or maybe we're only seeing scenes where, maybe it's after they both get cured or something, because we don't really see them together at all in this entire trailer now that I think about it, except maybe there's one point, but I'm pretty sure the only two characters we actually see together are, like, I believe Dean and Crowley, or it could be Sam and Crowley. It's most likely Sam and Crowley, with Sam praying in like an altar and everything. So they're probably the only two we see together, and Cass and Crowley, after Cass punches him and knocks him on the ground, that's really it. Everyone else is kind of just in locations, and that's it. It's either they're separated and by themselves, or they're with characters that we haven't seen before, who, like in Cass's case, there's a scene where he's, of course, in like the crazy angel contraption, and they're like putting the screws in his head. I have to assume that those are good angels, I hope, trying to bring him back. And so it could be angels, that we know of, just in different bodies, because that happens all the time. So either that's the case, or there are other, more rogue angels, which wouldn't be surprising, because there's so many angels. There's like there's still, despite what they always say, I always feel like there's got to be another random faction out there. Like, there's 5 of us. Let's be a faction doing whatever we want to do. So I'm sure, that could be any angel with any plan whatsoever messing with Cass. And there is a scene where he's in the handcuffs and he's like choking this guy against like a bar. And I think he has an angel blade, but it could just be anything random, because if it was an angel, even if it wasn't, it's a blade, so he could have stabbed the guy. And considering he was most likely still in his evil state, he probably would have done that anyway. And we got the scene of him going after this random girl that we don't really know. So those 2 clips were definitely in the same episode. And it's just evil Cass. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with him, how long he's going to be, evil Cass, and what they're going to have to do to save him. But that looks really cool. And then we have, like I said, the other stuff with possible evil Sam, maybe. And they had the scene with him where he had the hooks in his face, which I think for pretty much all of us who have watched the show, that's hell. Like, whenever anyone has hooks in them, it's like, that's just, I think, hell. So as soon as I saw that, I actually thought of Dean the very first time he went to hell, although there are probably way more scenes that, of Sam himself that resemble that, like when he was dealing with, like, seeing the devil all the time and remembering when he was in hell, and they had all those close-ups of him basically on fire. It was very reminiscent of that, but I saw the hooks and I instantly thought of Dean when he first went to hell. So I'm excited for that because I don't know if that is hell stuff or if it's just him dealing with the darkness, and that could be a way of the darkness messing with them if it is sentient, which I have to assume it is. And it's like, oh, remember all this craziness and all sorts of crazy insanity. So I'm really excited for this season. Like I said, it's like 3 weeks away, I think. So I'm loving that, and it's every year all the CW shows that I care about at least premiered during my birthday week. So that's always really awesome to me. It's like I get to see Arrow on my birthday. I think Flash might premiere on the 6th as well. I'm not sure, but Supernatural always comes out on the 7th. Typically, it did that last year, I believe, as well. And that's the day after my birthday, so I'll get to see that when it comes out, which would be really awesome. And I'm just incredibly excited for this season. Like, a lot of stuff that I thought about as far as some of my predictions. One was that I wanted it to happen, but I knew we weren't going to see Purgatory come back in the same way, because it's like, if the Leviathans sent them to Purgatory, it kind of wouldn't make sense that the Darkness did the exact same thing. So I didn't expect that, but I wanted it because, honestly, I really want to see Benny come back because I love his character. But that was one thing I wanted, but I figured we wouldn't get that. I don't think we're going to see God. I would love to, but I've thought this for probably the past 5 seasons. Every time I don't know if they're going to do, however many more seasons, I always think if the next season is the last season, that's when they're going to do God. And I don't think they'll do this as the last season. If that was the plan, I feel like they would have told us long beforehand, because we knew season 11 was coming. I think before season 10 even came out, they're like, yep, it's going on. Like the president of CW is like, it's going to be a show as long as I'm president, that's a show. So I think when we find out, whatever the last season is going to be, I think that's when we're going to get God. I would love to see God this season. Like I said, I'd love to see Benny. I'd love to see Lucifer and everyone that's in hell right now, because we have 3 really important characters in hell right now, and all of them coming out, even one of them coming out, if it wasn't Lucifer, I mean, there are 2, there are obviously 2 bodies in there, but if Lucifer came out, that would be awesome. If Sam and Dean's younger brother came out, that would be 2 characters, because not only would it be their brother coming out, but we'd also get, I believe it was Michael who is in hell. I'm pretty sure it's Michael. I always forget the angel names. Like, I'm terrible with their names because I just forget all of them. It's like, I know they're the Bible angels, but it's like, it's Gabriel, Michael, that's all I remember, and I can remember some other people, and that's about it. But whoever is down there, if they come back, that's still a villain, because that guy is going to be pissed if he gets out of hell, and he might still, control their brother's body. But I'd love to see all those characters come back, and none of them, were in the trailer, but that doesn't mean we won't get to see them. I feel like if any of them were coming out, it's either, they'd either show it or they'd save it as a huge surprise. So I'm hoping, but I don't think we're going to get to see any of them. I don't think we're going to get God. I don't think we'll get, like, any of the big characters that we want to come back. We might get Chuck to come back, because obviously they put that question in there in the last season. What the heck? I don't know. We also have, the trickster's name, I can't remember his name either. We have him, who may or may not be alive as well. Both of those actors, they have scenes in there, and it's Chuck. It's not ambiguous. Chuck is just alive. Like, I don't know how he's alive, but he is. So that's not ambiguous. But we had the scene with Cass last season, and it's like the trickster might still be alive. It could have been Metatron, but I don't know. And then of course we have Metatron, who is definitely going to be in the season. We just didn't see him get a focus in this trailer, but he's going to be there. He has the angel tablet again. That can't be great. That's like Crowley being a priest. That can't be good for anybody. Why is he there? I don't know, but I love it because it's funny. So there's a lot of craziness going on. I don't think we'll get God. I would love to, but I feel like God is on, like, maybe the same level as Lucifer as far as what characters we want to see. And I think if we get, whenever we get to the last season, that's when we'll get God. And hopefully before that, hopefully this season, we do get Lucifer. That would be great. But I'm not 100% sure what to really expect. Even this trailer didn't really give me too many answers. It's like, alright, evil cast, darkness causes some people to kill each other, Sam's infected, Dean's not infected, don't know why. And then there's just a million other things that were, kind of talked about in the last season. And it's like, all of that stuff is in there. We have, like, the angel sect that was introduced in the last season with, like, the blades and all that stuff. So they're in there. A bunch of other things I can't even remember. But there are, like, 5 different things that they created in the last season that were just, like, brand new things. So that stuff is probably going to be explored in this season. The Frankensteins are one of the big things. I really hope they come back, even though all the characters are going to be new because Dean killed everybody, so we won't know any of the Frankensteins. It'll just be a new group of them, but I'd still like to see them come back. I liked all the different actors, so it kind of sucked that all of those people got killed off because it'll just be brand new people, but at least it'll still be the Frankenstein family, so hopefully they do come back in some regard, even if it's minor. I'd like to see them come back in like an episode or 2 as an issue that that the guys have to deal with. But I'm really excited. I don't know if we're going to get a time skip either, because honestly, and some people might not get this joke, but they do more time skips in this than they do in anime. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be skipping like 4 or 5 months again, because that tends to happen. And we might do what they did probably like the past 2 seasons, where it was like they actually recapped the time in between through flashbacks. Here's the important stuff, and then everything else was just hunting or day-to-day life. But even if we don't get that, which we might not, because of the stuff with Cass and Crowley is what really makes me think we aren't going to be skipping time in this season, because they even show it in there. But that could be the first episode. That would be a really interesting twist, is if they did a time skip, but they did it in between the season instead of, in between this season instead of in between the 2 seasons. And so we see like the first episode, and then the second episode skips like 3 or 4 months. That would actually be really awesome. But either way, I'm really excited for this. There's just it's supernatural, so there's just a billion things to be excited for. But I want to know what you guys thought about this trailer. I want to know what predictions you guys had before the trailer, after the trailer, what predictions were confirmed or just completely destroyed for you based on this trailer. I didn't mention this, but I know that there are spoilers out there for this season. I completely stayed away from those. There are videos, of course, up on YouTube, but I was like, I can't, because I just like to keep things secret from me. So I don't know any of the spoilers that are out there. I know like one, because I watched a Small Talks video, which you guys should check out if you haven't. So I know like one very minor spoiler, but I was like, everything else, I was like, I can't, because I just love the show too much to just spoil it. So I'm looking forward to all the random things that everyone else I'm probably like one of 2% out of the entire fandom that doesn't know these spoilers at this point. But I was like, I just don't want to know. I just want to keep it a secret for myself. So, if you guys comment with the spoilers and stuff, please put spoiler tags, because I don't want to be spoiled. But I do want to know what you guys thought about this trailer and what predictions you guys had before as well as after. So please comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.